talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill.
Hey, what's going on, Flaws? Thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate y'all. Y'all know I love y'all to death. But if you are new to my channel, my name is Perfectly Flawed, and here I don't care what you do, what you did, or who you did. We are all flawed people, but the choice is yours to do the shit perfectly. Today we're gonna get into an honesty, and the honesty is gonna be about black people, these Afro-Americans. That's what this video is gonna be about. And this video is gonna be about the fact that, let's say, when you're talking about African Americans, except for when you're talking about black people who identify as just being black or being niggas, but a lot of African American people, typically they be the college educated people. They be the people that come from very gentrified areas. They be the people who come from a very gentrified family. Like, you have a lot of them that will be either biracial or they will be, you know, adopted and stuff like that, or just people who sedity as fuck. Now, what we're getting into is the fact that I'm thoroughly annoyed about, you know, black people having an issue with the word nigga, or having an issue with the word nigga when it's not coming from a white person. It's coming from a black person and you have an issue with it. And my thing is, okay, on the news consistently, they will call Chicago, Compton, New York, Bronx, what's another one? Las Vegas, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Atlanta. All of those areas are considered urban areas. Now let's go deep into that. Urban meant trendy. Urban meant, you know, very fashion forward, very much so. My terminology is very much so like tree hugger chic. That's what it is. But when urban is described by areas heavily populated by black people, drugs, crime, very high murder rate, all of that shit, you okay with motherfuckers running around calling you urban when it means the same damn thing? To tell you the truth, when white people use the word urban, y'all, it don't even fucking make sense. It does not make sense, because half the black folk in America are country. Country is hell, so they ain't urban. They're not urban. So when people are describing places like where I live, Chicago, Atlanta, that motherfucking bankhead, I mean, it is what it is. Shit, I done looked it up too. When you're talking about Miami, Fort Lauderdale, when you're talking about Las Vegas, New York, Bronx, all of those areas are concentrated by black people, crime rates, government assistance. Those areas are heavily saturated with that. So how is that different from them calling you a nigga? How is it any different? How is it any different? You never hear them call Calabasas, California an urban area. You never hear them call Westchester, New York a fucking urban area. I've never heard them call Burr Ridge, Illinois an urban area. So all of these suburban ass motherfucking areas, which 9 times out of 10, because I've lived in Hinsdale here in Illinois, and it's ridiculously full of black people. The complex I lived in was completely saturated with black people.
Niggas, completely saturated with niggas.
So, all of this shit over a fucking word that they already been calling you that means the same shit. It means the same shit. If they call you a nigger, and they calling you urban because you come from Chicago, what's the difference? You come from a place that's heavily saturated. You come from a place where Capri Green was. You come from a place with GDs and Vice Lords and all of these gangs and all of this shit is here, and it's looked on as being negative, but you're okay with a motherfucker calling you urban, but you got an issue with the word nigga. And you got an issue with the word nigga coming out of my mouth. How does that make sense? You okay with these white folks consistently calling you urban, consistently saying that urban areas, like when you hear that shit on the news, Day got shot down the street, he shot and killed, and there's 11 people out there fucked up or hurt in an urban area. You'll never hear them say that shit about Calabasas. You'll never hear them say that shit about Westchester or Burr Ridge. You don't hear that shit. You don't hear that shit about Buckhead, the nice side of Buckhead. You don't hear that shit. Notice how when they talking about areas, I want to say it's an area here that they'll call East Pullman. But when it's something negative going on, what the fuck do they call that shit? Basically, they call it a different name. When it's something that's positive, when it ain't been no real bad crime there, it's this name. But when, no, it's East Pullman when it's decent, and when it's bad, they calling it what it is, like Woodlawn or some shit like that. At the end of the day, if a motherfucker calls you a nigga, they meant that nigga. And to tell you the truth, when black people calling you a nigga, it ain't got shit to do with you being, it don't have shit to do with you being black. Typically, when black people use the word nigga, they talking about dudes. They're not talking about the skin color of the dude. They'd be real quick to be like that black nigga, that Asian nigga, that white nigga. Like, it, nigga means male almost now. So you got such a motherfucking issue with the word nigga because you all gentrified and you hoity-toity than a motherfucker. But when the motherfuckers call you urban, you don't hit nothing. We don't hit shit. We don't hit nothing. But when they talking about Chicago, oh, that's an urban area. You still an urban person, but this is what they're referring to being urban. My city is my city is ridiculous. My city is fucking ridiculous. And that's something that I grew up with, so I'm very much so used to it now. But I'm okay with black people saying the word nigga. I'm okay. I'm more offended when a white person calls me urban. I'm very much so more offended when you call me urban. Because you blatantly pointing this shit out. I'm not offended by another person of color saying the word nigga. If you look like me and you done said nigga, how am I supposed to be offended at you? How am I supposed to be mad at you when I know you done been called a nigga? And I know when you say nigga, it ain't because you racist. So that shit just gets on my motherfucking nerves. There's a lot of it that I don't understand. Maybe y'all can help me out. Get in the comments down below and let me know what it is that y'all think about this topic. But the shit makes no fucking sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense to me. How are you so offended by the fact that black people are using the word nigga either towards you or around you? Because I actually had a co-worker that was like, look, I can't share your videos because you say the word nigga too much. And I got friends of different races and this, the fuck that got to do with anything?
The fuck does that have to do with anything? If you went to go see a Kevin Hart comedy with your friends, how is that any different?
If you went to go see Steve Harvey done said nigga many a time. Many a time. If you go and see an motherfucking movie, when Django came out, every fucking person in the world went to go see that goddamn movie. And you can't tell me that you didn't go with your white friends. Because those are your friends. You know that they're not racist. But you got an issue with my videos because I use the word nigga. And to tell you the truth, I'm just sitting here talking to a motherfucking camera. There ain't nobody in this motherfucking room with me. I'm in this bitch by myself. By myself. So that whole conspiracy shit, and the fucked up part about it is this person didn't live in an area that wasn't concentrated by black people and crime. Where this person is located, motherfuckers just got killed on the expressway going that way. And got killed by the police going that way because they carjacked the motherfucker.
Going that way.
So, where this come from? That's what I'm trying to understand. Black people having an issue with the word nigga is like having an issue with the color of other black people's skin. I don't get that. And I have a friend that's like that. Don't like no dark skin motherfuckers. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. You dark skin. How you got an issue with a motherfucker that's dark skin? Now, I'm not gonna lie. We build up a certain bias about certain things and people when we've had bad experiences with it. And the only thing I can do is go off what my experience is. If I've had a bad exchange with lighter skinned black men, typically I don't tend to pursue them. It don't have shit to do with them not being attractive. But it's like typically a lot of them already had this chip on their shoulder. And I've been told that being lighter skinned meant you came from better stock. So it's like that's some shit I stay away from. But I'm not offended at the fact that he's lighter skinned and that he's lighter than me. I'm not offended at the fact that he used the word nigga around me. I'm not offended at the fact that he used the word urban around me. But you upset with other black people saying the word nigga, but referring to black people in general. When they're saying in general, they're talking about you too. I'm sorry, if you're from Illinois in everybody else's eyes, you're from Chicago. Soon as you say Illinois, motherfuckers think Chicago. They don't think Hinsdale. They don't think Hyde Park. They don't think Burr Ridge. They think Chicago. So if they saying this is urban than a motherfucker, their kill rate is ... Their unemployment rate is ... Their gang rate, well that too, and their gang rate is ... They're talking in general, which means they're talking about your motherfucking ass. They talking about you too. So at the end of the day, shut the fuck up, grow the fuck up. At the end of the day, it's a word, especially amongst other black people. Other black people, it's a word. It's a word that is now meaning male. So shut the fuck up, let that dumb shit go. When white people say urban, it mean nigga, it mean ratchet, it mean ghetto, trill, hood. That's what urban to white people, that's what it means. If they ever talking about motherfucking Chicago on the news and they're saying another person was ... in such and such urban neighborhood or urban area, it means it's ghetto, it means it's hood, it means it's highly concentrated by black people, it's highly concentrated by crime, the kill rate is high. So with all of that negative shit, you okay with a motherfucker saying that you urban as opposed to a black person using the word nigga around you. Grow the fuck up and shut the fuck up. I almost didn't even close out my motherfucking video. Look, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you for coming back. Make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and turn y'all's notifications on so that you get an upload every time I do one. Remember that we are all flawed people, but the choice is yours to do the shit perfectly, and I will catch y'all in my next video.